Hi everyone, if you're an existing subscriber, hello and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, hello, welcome, and why not hit subscribe now? I'm your host, Alicia Vittoria Keane, and I've been interviewing inspirational people and businesses to find out how and why they inspire others. This week, I interviewed Damian from Big Bopper Entertainment about his DJing journey and how he has ended up helping to save Wicksteed. Here's how it went.
Someone told me we've got to do something about this. We can't lose our park.
Hello and welcome to the channel. To begin with, if you could just introduce who are you and what do you do?
Of course I can. My name's Damian Cox. I'm the owner of Big Bopper Entertainment, which is a mobile disco company based in Kettering.
So how long's your business been going for? Obviously, you're quite well known in Kettering.
Yeah, the business has been going as Big Bopper Entertainment since 2005. I started DJing in 1997, which I don't know how that works because I'm only 24. So the business has been going since 2005, and then as we are today.
Okay, and what made you start the business?
I fell into it, to be totally honest. 1997, I was helping out two guys who were still, well, one of them is still a DJ now in Kettering. I was their roadie for them. Literally turned up to, I'd follow them everywhere they went, just be a roadie. They'd pay me in beer and it was fine. And then one night, literally, both of them didn't turn up. And it was like, well, you're going to have to do it. And I'm like, what? So I did a karaoke. It was at the Briars, 1997. After that, I did every Thursday for them there. And then since then, we've gone from doing Thursday nights to a company which does over 700 events a year now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that takes a lot of planning, diary management, and I'm guessing it's not just you now who's...
So there's 10 of us all together. There's 2 in the office all the time. So there's me and Ben. We're always in the office. So we do 40 hours a week in there. And then I still go out doing the frontline bit at the weekends. So I average 100 weddings a year, which is lovely because I love doing weddings. And that's say there's 10 of us. So we've got another 8 frontline DJs, all there ready to go whenever we need them.
And how does that work with like people booking? Can they book whatever DJ they want, or?
You always get the choice. So if some people don't give the choice, then we work with bride and groom. So we'll look at their music requests and things like that. It's because our DJs vary in age. Mm-hmm. So we've got a 20-year-old up to, I don't know if I dare say old Gary, 54 or something like that. So if we look at what the bride and groom are after, what music they're after, and if we think we've got a DJ that's more apt to them, then we'll push it that way. But then again, if they ring up and go, I want DJ Ross, for example, then we make sure they get that DJ on the night if it's available.
Can I just say that I had Big Bopper Entertainment for one of my parties. You guys are absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Alongside your busy business, doing lots of events, you've also recently been helping to save Wicksteed Park.
Yeah. So obviously when we got told in March that we couldn't go out and DJ anymore, and then we lasted for about a month. We all thought, this thing it will end next week and we'll go out doing it again. And then I've been really closely tied with the park since 2008. Mm-hmm. So I've been their resident DJ since then. So when it went into administration on June the 15th, someone told me we've got to do something about this. We can't lose our park. It's 147 acres that everybody takes advantage of. I don't think I've met anybody catching that hasn't been there. So I don't know what made me do it. I literally went down to Wicksteed's on the day. Hopefully I can see some of the staff, because a lot of them know me, find out what exactly is going on. And then there was nobody there. It was like a ghost town. So I just stood on the bandstand bit outside of the pavilion, and I thought people have got to know about this. Though it was in the news, so I just literally whacked a little a video up on our Facebook page. Within 24 hours, it had got about 75,000 views. Wow. And it was just brilliant. How the catering, when the people around came together, the Save Wicksteed Park Facebook page got launched, the Twitter page, everything was there. So when I went in and went, right, what can we do? All these people came together, and then all of a sudden we had a Save Wicksteed Park committee, and everything just floated in after that. The people that came forward to fundraise was absolutely amazing.
When you first found out about Wicksteed Park, what were your initial thoughts?
I'm not too sure my initial thought. Everything goes through your head. What would happen if the park wasn't there? It's a massive part of everybody's lives, and I didn't want that to go. My dad took me there, and my mum took me there, and I took my kids there. And how many other towns is there around here that have got a theme park attached to it? And it's amazing, and it was heartbreaking to just the thought that majority of the time the pavilion at Wicksteed's is my second home. Normally in December I live in there. So it's I get my 2 meals a day cooked for me in there. On a normal December, we have over 25,000 visitors, and the thought of that will never happen again was just heartbreaking. And the fact we can't walk around it anymore, and who would be the person to buy it? Before we knew everything, you assume that everything had gone bust. Some landowner will come in and go, right, I'm putting 500 houses on there. And from my heart, I just couldn't see it happening. So, right, let's do something and see what we can do to save the place.
So what were your next steps? So you went in, you then did the video on Facebook, launched the pages on Twitter, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Where did it go from there? What else did
you... That, I think the initial day when people were contacting us going, we've got to save the park. I'm quite lucky that I've got a lot of people that know me, and I know a lot of people. So getting the word around was easy. The fact that people had already come forward, there was a wonderful person at the start of it called Lucy Elliott. All she did was set up a Just Giving page, and I think within 30 days she'd had £2,500 in it, and it was amazing. Simon from the Kettering Business Network, he did all the social media side of it, and then all of a sudden people getting in touch and saying, what can we do? How can we do it? And can you help us promote it? So within a week of it happening, we've done 10 fundraising events, or people of Kettering had done 10 fundraising events. Within a month of it happening, there was over £100,000 in the pot. So it was amazing, absolutely amazing. We were staying in touch with the trust. So Oliver Wicksteed himself was in touch straight away, saying, let the people that are supporting you, let them know how appreciating we are. So the committee that own the land, so not that run the land, but own the land, they were pushing for grants. So they were contacting the lottery, can you help us? I think within 48 hours, the lottery had gone, here's 247,000 if we can help. So it was like, okay, you look at that, and people look at that and go, that's brilliant. But then you look at Wicksteed's, and the fact that it costs £110,000 a month just to open the doors, a month just to open the doors. So the public liability, because it's got water in it, it's got railway in it, it's got cars in it, people driving around. So the public liability is amazing. And then you've got to think of the people to cut the grass and pick the litter up without any of the rides running. So we knew that 247,000 off a lottery only kept the park open for 2 months. So it's just like, well, hold on. And then liaising with the committee, they said, we've got to keep it open till March next year, when we can try and reopen it again. So don't be right, it's been brilliant. The whole journey, and we're going to carry on the journey. I've been sorting things out today with regards to, hopefully next week we can launch the Wicksteed Park 2021 calendar. So we can try and get that out for people to set, Christmas presents and things like that. We've been in touch with the local arts people. They're putting colouring books together for us. Anything that we could do to raise money, it's been amazing. We've had people climbing Snowdon. We even tried to get Wiki Bear to the top of Snowdon. It was too much of a hot day, though. So, yeah, it was a nice idea. So we just had to stay at the bottom and eat ice creams for 8 hours. It was fine.
It sounds like a lot of people have come together, and it's been sort of a team journey. Do you think that helped with keeping the park open, opposed to you just having to do it on your own?
Yeah, massively. It was never. I knew I was never going to be on my own through it. The minute it happened, people were contacting us, and even people who had just been made redundant by the park. So people who have gone, hold on, you just took my job off me. They were in touch going, right, what can I do to help you? And we had the people that climbed Snowdon were 4 ex-Wicksteed Park staff.
Okay.
And they climbed Snowdon. One lad who used to work in the pavilion, he came up to me on a Tuesday. This was 2 weeks in. On a Tuesday, and went, I want to do a sponsored run. So I was like, okay, mate, right. Let me get me some details. He was like, no, I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm like, no, we need to get you some sponsorship first. And he was like, no, I'm doing it tomorrow. So it was literally phone calls, sponsorship forms, just getting paid, getting it round there. And he literally left Wicksteed Park at 7 a.m. We spotted him all the way around. He ran, Rothmore, Desford, Ruston, Geddington, 30 miles, did it in 7 hours. Like, yeah, I can do that again. But just by doing that, 1,500 quid. So within 24 hours of suggesting it, we've got 1,500 quid. It's been amazing. The whole community support, not necessarily people of Kettering though. So everybody knows Wicksteed Park. We had donations from Canada and New Zealand and an offer in Ireland. And there was a lady doing an offer through her company in Ireland that with 10% of anything that she takes, she'll send over to the charity, because she went to Wicksteed Park once when she came to England as a kid. So it's been absolutely amazing. It really has.
How fantastic. Now, on top of that, you have also recently won an award.
I might have done.
Can you just share what that award was?
Yeah, so I got a phone call from the ITV. This was back in September, just to say, oh, you've been nominated for an award. Do you want to partake in it? Here's the email. Send it back, yes or no. And then I found out that I've been nominated for the Anglia Region Fundraiser of the Year Award. Now, it was a bit of a humble thing, and I still to this day, I've got it on the mantelpiece at home. Still to this day, that's a community award. Everybody paid part of that. I was just lucky that I did that little video at the start of it, and people came to me, advisory and stuff like that. So, not knowing whether I'd won it or not, I then got invited to Wicksteed's for a meeting on the 7th of October. There is a clip of it on Anglia. I look the most uncomfortable person in the world. So when we got to this meeting, because of coronavirus, we couldn't meet inside. So we met on the teacups. I don't know whether you've ever been on the teacups. Teacups are built for little boppers and not big boppers. So when it came to, right, let's sit in the teacup, it was like, no, I'll sit on it. Can't sit in it. So we were sat having a meeting, then all of a sudden, bang, TV camera in my face. Wiki Bear was, my wife was there as well with a big box, opened it, and I'm quite lucky to have won the Anglia Region Fundraiser of the Year Pride of Britain Award.
Fantastic.
Yeah. When I say that now, I was like, really? But yeah, so then we went to the finals in November. But it's regional was good enough for me. It's just to be nominated for something like that. And to be recognised by Warwick Davis and Becky Jago from Anglia News. And they were tweeting the next day and things like that. And just to hear from them, it's absolutely unbelievable. But the good, I look at it and go, the lockdown has been horrible, but the fundraising for Wicksteed has been amazing. It's been a struggle, and the struggle it will continue. I'm not going to stop fundraising for it now. I can't see why the charity itself or the committee itself is over 100 years old, and this is the first year in its 100 years that it's had to reach out for people and say, "Can you help us?" So if we'd have been doing the fundraising before that, knowing that the park is owned by a charity, we probably wouldn't be in this predicament now. And if we can, and fingers crossed the new company succeed, and that in March everything reopens and people flock to the park, and when it does, I can open that pavilion back up again, and we can do some serious partying, because we're all going to want a party when we come out of lockdown. Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll keep the fundraising going for years to come to make sure, hopefully, we never get put in this predicament again that we have to save our park.
Do you think you would have done anything different had you had to start from the beginning? Do you think you would have done anything different?
Yeah, I don't know how we would have done. The easiest thing for us to do as an entertainment company when you try to raise money is to entertain people. So by putting events on and things like that, because of COVID, we just can't. It can't happen. We tried to do smaller events and things like that. We did a picnic in the park where we blared some music out. and we had 150 people dancing in the park, and we had a picnic, and it was great. And without the COVID thing, it'd be a far sight easier. And I don't think we could have done anything different. Maybe reached out a bit more with regards to companies, but I'm still doing that now. I still want. I don't. I'll take it. You've seen the pavilion at Christmas, and it's all lit up with its icicle lights, and it looks amazing. So I went up there today. One side of it has been done. The other side of it can't be done because they've run out of fairy lights. Now, so my challenge in the next 10 days is to try and make some phone calls and get some fairy lights so we can do the other side of that. And that's the charities side then. So, yeah, it's got to continue. I want that place to sparkle. I want people to use it. I want to use it. It's nothing better on a nice day to have a walk around the lake, stop, have a cup of coffee, go on the train when I could swing a ride on it, that kind of thing. But no, we've got to carry it on. We've got to succeed and keep our park.
Most definitely. I completely agree on that one. And do you think it's the case that people are so passionate about the park that makes it such an iconic place?
I think most definitely. I say it's been there 100 years. Everybody's been there. Everybody's got a memory there, whether it's just one single memory. Even if you haven't been to the park, I can remember years ago, wherever you lived in Kettering on a Sunday afternoon, you could always hear faintly the choo-choo out of that train, or you could hear the pirate ship going because it had that big screech. And whether you remember it, I don't know.
Yeah.
So even when you weren't at the park, that's the pirate ship at Wicksteed you can hear. And it's. I think the other side of it, people have got this myth that Wicksteed was left to the people of Kettering. So people still think that now. So it was left for us to use, yes. It wasn't left for us to own. So, but no, how can you not be passionate about something that's right on our doorstep, and it's something that we shouldn't lose?
No, I agree. If you had the chance, would you do it again?
Definitely, 100%, absolutely. I'd even go that extra mile of pushing Wicksteed, Wiki Bear up Snowdon as well.
Maybe that's something to do again.
Yeah, not on a hot day. When we got there with all intention, and Susie, my wingman, she was with me, and we got there with all intention of getting Wiki to the top of Snowdon. And when we got there, it was 33 degrees. I was like, oh no. So we spoke to the people at the train station, and they all said, well, we can take you 3/4 of the way up, which was like, okay, that's fine. But you still have a 45-minute walk. And obviously, Wiki's a big furry bear, and he'll get hot.
Yeah.
And me, obviously being in peak physical fitness, would have just ran up there. Yeah, we'll do it on a bit of a cooler day. We'll definitely do it. So the same guys that did Snowdon did the Three Peaks as well about 2 months later. So it was. It's been amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But I'm just talking about it now. I'm thinking about the first guy who ran into Wicksteeds, and then the amount of cake sales I've been to has not helped my lockdown figure at all. So there was that, and then the people who've done drawings, and we had the poster going round, and it's all coming back. It's just things that we've kind of forgotten about. The companies that have been involved with, whether it regards like Print and Go were involved and going, right, do you want banners? We'll do your banners. And then we had an embroidery company, Red Shed, were involved, and they were doing all the T-shirts and the hats and all that kind of thing. It's just been amazing. One massive community thing. And I hope it never ends. I really do.
So for someone watching this, what can they do to get involved? If they've not heard about this before, I'm sure a lot of people from Kettering would have done. But if they're not local, what can they do to get involved?
There's various ways you can get involved. Firstly, you can get in touch with there's a Support Wicksteed Park page on Facebook. There's Support Wicksteeds on Twitter. You can contact my page, Big Bopper Entertainment. So if they want to get involved with the charity and the fundraising and things like that, get in touch that way. There is another side of it as well, which we were really pushing. And I even went and did a few days gardening at Wicksteeds, is that Wicksteeds always needs volunteers. And then since the lockdown things happened, it's gone from 30 volunteers to it's got over 150 on the books now. So if you go down on a Wednesday and just look round, the volunteers are everywhere. So you can get involved in that side of it, but that's directly through Wicksteeds. That's if you email getinvolved@wicksteedpark.org. And if you contact them through there, they'll tell you how to get onto it. And they supply everything. And they're really looked after. We got in contact with Morrison's, and Morrison's throw them tea and biscuits every day, so they're really happy. But they're the two ways. There's the fundraising side and the volunteering side, if anybody wants to get involved.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing that story with us.
No problems. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Finally, I do have 10 very quick questions.
Okay. Should I be prepared?
You should. Right. Are you ready?
Go for it.
What's your chippy order?
Chippy order, large pattern sausage, chips, small pot of peas.
Ooh, good shout.
Yeah.
What do you love most about Christmas?
Christmas, normally the partying. I love the whole thing, the whole family thing. I love Christmas Day. This is going to be my first Christmas Day in 40 years that I'm working. So I've never worked it before. So I love Christmas Day. So this year I'm really going to love Boxing Day because that's going to be my Christmas Day at home. But definitely the whole family, the whole warmth thing, the whole giving, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. What's your favourite memory from when you were young?
Oh, I've got so many. See, I'm in Wicksteed's mode at the moment. That's what. So I'm thinking Wicksteed's mode. I used to love it. My dad used to live right next door to Wicksteed Park, which the back gate opens straight onto the park, and just the hours and hours of play there, because it was our park. Back gate, you're in. That's my favourite memory.
Which relates to what you've been doing, so that makes sense.
It does, yeah, definitely.
Next question. What is the best ice cream?
Best ice cream, I'm going to go back to where you were a minute ago. I've never tasted a better ice cream than Wicksteed Park Raspberry Ripple Goat's ice cream. And I had some yesterday, because the ice cream parlour wasn't open.
How's that possible?
I just spoke to someone really nicely. I absolutely love it. And people talk about it now. Again, it's a great memory of Wicksteed's. Their goat's ice cream, and lucky enough they've started doing it again. So which keeps a big Bopper's belly happy.
Next question. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Superpower would... God, these are tricky, aren't they? You didn't say they were going to be tricky. Superpower. It'd probably be the power to heal people. That's probably what it would be. So, you know, we go through this horrible pandemic. If you had the power to heal, it'd be over now, wouldn't it? And it'd be job done.
Very true, very true. Next one. Would you rather have a banana for a nose or apples for eyes?
Oh, you've got to have apples for eyes. Banana's not a good shape for anything, is it? Apples for eyes.
Fair enough. Favourite Christmas song?
Christmas song, Shakin' Stevens, Merry Christmas, everyone. Whenever I've got people dancing, I know that when I want to start my Christmas bit, that's the song to go in with, because it's one of those joyful, uplifting, everybody sings to it. You imagine snow's falling, and yeah, it's just all Christmas all into one song.
Best part about being a dad?
Being a dad, is there a good best part? The whole thing. My kids are brilliant. I'm really lucky to have really, really brilliant kids. When they were younger, it's that feel of being wanted, isn't it? That they need you to do stuff. You want to get off the top shelf. It's that bit. Obviously, the worst part is them spending all my money. No, just being a dad's the best part of being a dad.
Aww. Brussels, yay or nay?
Yay, definitely. Big bucket. And they're doing Green King. This is a tip. Hobson's Choice are doing battered Brussels this year. Ooh. I'll be there checking them. I love Brussels. The rest of my family hate them, so back to myself. I'll be all right.
They sound really good, actually.
Oh, they do. They look amazing. Check the Facebook page out. I shared it.
Yeah, I'll go and have a look after this.
Okay.
Final question. One positive tip for people watching this.
What positive tip? All my positivity at the minute, because I'm quite a positive person. I refuse to be negative. It's just literally at the minute, look after each other, stay safe, stay positive. But other than that, just stay smiling.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Right, look after yourself and a very Merry Christmas to you.
And I just want to take this moment to thank Big Bopper and all the other individuals who have helped to save Wicksteed and who have raised as much money as what they have. Now you can follow Big Bopper at the links here. If you have someone that inspires you, comment below. I'm always so interested to find out who others find inspirational. Likewise, if you have an inspirational story to tell or think that your story could help inspire others, comment below, drop me a message on social media or even drop me an email. On Sunday at 4 o'clock, I'll be speaking with actress Ionica. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you think and don't forget to hit subscribe. See you all on Sunday. See you later.